Okay, today we are learning about how to interpret graphs of functions. Our objectives are I can identify linear and nonlinear functions, and I can interpret x and y intercepts. Here's our vocabulary. So we have linear function. We want to make sure we pause the video and copy these vocabulary words down. I want to point out for the x-intercept, that is where your graph intersects the x-axis, and on the x-axis, y is always equal to 0. For the y-intercept is where it intersects the y-axis. On the y-axis, x is always equal to 0. All right, so starting out with determine whether the function is linear or non-linear. So this is pretty straightforward. Linear means a straight line. So is this graph a straight line or is it not a straight line? Well, this is not a straight line, so this is non-linear. Example 2, we want to circle and label the x-intercept, then box and label the y-intercept. So our x-intercept is where we cross the x-axis. There's that, circle it. I want to label it. The order pairs always is x comma y. So here, I want to label this order pair. My x coordinate is 20, and the y is always 0 on the x-axis. When I box the y-intercept, label this. For the y-intercept, x is always 0, and here y is 30. Example 2, we are going to interpret what the intercepts mean. So here we have a graph depicting the height of a launched object. So let's start by first circling the x-intercept and boxing the y-intercept. So here is my x-intercept, and I want to make a guesstimate of what that order pair is. It's past 7. Past 6. I'm gonna say it's about 7. And my y-intercept is here. It's a little bit under 20. I'm gonna say that's 18. So my y-intercept, say 0, 18. My x-intercept, 7, 0. So now that we have circled and labeled and boxed and labeled our intercepts, let's talk about what these mean. So let's first think about, what does our x and y stand for? Well, here the x-axis is labeled as time and the y-axis is labeled as height. So that means that the order pair represents the time at a particular height. Okay, so here, let's start with the y-intercept. Let's kind of tell the story of what's happening in this graph. So the y-intercept says 0, 18. So that means the time is 0 and the height is 18 meters. So the item was launched from a height of 18 meters. That's where it started. Then we have the x-intercept 7, 0. That means the time is 7 seconds and the height is 0. So that tells me that after 7 seconds, the item lands on the ground. Pause the video and get this example down in your notes. This is your U-Try problems. You have 2 U-Try problems today. Pause the video and try these on your own.